So I've gone ahead and filled in the other pieces of curtain walling here, okay. That is curtain wall 1. I just selected this. I did create similar and repeated that center one there because that had the wide mullions on it, and that's fine. And you can see I've gone all the way around. Notice that I have a piece of curtain wall here and a piece of curtain wall here. I didn't continue the single one the whole way through because that's going to be a separate panel, if you know what I mean. There's a panel in here, panel in there on that elevations. And if we go to the various different elevations, so there's our south, and you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's basically how that works out there. Go to the east elevation, that's the 2 sets of panels there. Go to the north elevation. This is where the shaft, the lift shaft is. So I will probably just make a panel for that as well. Panel this side, panel that side, and then we go to the west elevation, and it's the same as a repetition of the east. Now, there's something I just noticed here, and I'm going to go into the 4th floor and show you. So on the PDF, we need to go into the 1st floor plan. Show this. Yeah. On the PDF, you can see that, particularly here on this side here, 7.5, that the panel extends, well beyond. That's a good meter, nearly 1200 beyond the glazing there. Okay. Whereas on this side here it comes up a little bit short. Interesting enough as well is that you can see that it seems to be quite a large sandwich type of panel, right? So that the panel is here in the front. And if I go back to Pierce's sketches here, you can see that that's quite thin there, right? So I would think there's going to be a panel. Then we're going to put insulation onto the back of that panel, and then we're going to build up blockwork in here, rendered blockwork. I suspect that's what's going on there. But we'll deal with that later on. But that, from what I can see, is what is going on there. The fact that this extends out and this one extends out on the balcony area here gives us maybe an opportunity here now to regularize the panel sizes. Okay, if you remember, we came up with maybe 4 different panel sizes. We were up with a 7.9, was it, and then a 7.3 and a 7.5 in the middle, something like that. Now, if we could kind of squash all those down, we might get away with a single panel to do the major works for us, and that'd be particularly handy, wouldn't it, if we could do that. So I'm going to do some dimensions here. I'm in the 4th floor plan. And I'm going to pick from there to there. Right, so there's one dimension. Now, I want to pick up that one to that one. Okay. Now, so what have we got here? We've got 7.5 there, right? 7.5 there. And if I was to get 7.5 here, right, I would need to pull this out. Now it's going to go out too far, I think, but if you remember, it was out kind of that distance. That's 7.1 there, right? And that's 7.5. This, and again, if I wanted to bring this one around the corner here, it's going to work out around 7.6 or something like that. Okay, see if that. Yeah, okay, 7.6. Oh no, it's pushed that one off. I'm going to undo that. I want to keep them on the center point here. Let's undo that again. All right, 7.540, something like that. All right. So I don't think that's going to work for us. I think we're still going to have maybe different size panels now, but this is a good exercise. Probably a little bit more precise exercise than our strategy. So we're refining our strategy, if you like. That's what we're at here, and we have this allowance of being able to pull this a little bit more forward here. So that's 7-1, and that's 7. I think this one needs to come a little bit more forward. To around 7-6 is what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's 7-1, 7-6. Let's do the same here. Let's put in some more dimensions here, because I think again, that one needs to come a little bit more forward there. Okay, that's 620 there. So if I was to pull this one up to 7-1, okay, there's 7-1, 7-1. So panel there, panel there. All right. Now let's dimension this one here. This is a very worthwhile exercise doing. Okay, and what do we say that one was? 7680. And that is slightly different here. I'm going to pull this just maybe up to 7-8. All right, so I'm just gone a little bit beyond there. 7-6. Okay, that's that one. Now let's do the same over here. And again, so this is the information we're going to use when we go to create our panels. So well worth doing. Okay, so what have we got here now? Got a small one, so we're going to bring this one forward to 7-1, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. 7-1, 7-1, 7-1, and then this one is going to be brought forward to 7-6. 7-7, 7-6. All right. Over here, 7-6. Okay, now let's do these ones here. Now we get a little bit of play with this one, I think. Okay, and that one there. Right, that's, well, there's quite a smallish one there. Now that depends. So I'm going to actually move this down to here. And I'm going to move that one up as far as there. So it's centered on the grid here, and I'll do the same for this one. Centered on the grid. Now, so 6-7, 6-1-7-8, 3-2-5, and that one there. So we can bring this one definitely up to 7-6. Okay, and we can bring this one a little bit unusual. Let's bring it forward, maybe up to 6-4, 6-5, let's say. Like that. Okay, now you got your panel sizes basically worked out there. Really, I don't have a north elevation. Just check the south here. No, I've only got a south and a west. So if I go back into the north elevation here, this is the one we're talking about here. I think on the ground floor, these are the two box outs that are there, right? And what I might do is just build this up in, recess it a little bit, build it up in blockwork or something like that. And then we can put in precast panels the whole way up there, that way. Let's get into the ground floor and take a look at that. Okay, so there's the box out, there's the box out there. You can see that that one has to go back to, sorry, to here. No, let's disallow the join so I can get that into the correct spot. There. Yeah, I think I'm just going to build, I'll put some insulation, stick some insulation onto that wall, and I'll build some block work here, and I'll continue the render around, and that'll take care of that. And then when I go above it, could we continue the block work the whole way up? We probably could. It's much of a muchness, to be honest with you, one way or the other. Now, so that is, that's how we're looking there, right? And that is not bad. You notice that I went into, I was just finding it hard to distinguish the glass from everything else. So you're going to ask me, how did I do that? So I just went into one panel, tab, picked the panel, came over to the type properties in the AT glass here. Okay, 0 AT glass, which is what we're using. I just took the transparency down to whatever, 15 or something like that, and then you can go okay. And okay, and then that means in 3D now you can just distinguish that a little bit better. You can always go back and do that on the other side as well. The last thing that I needed to look at here was the position of the glazing coming up here, right on the vertical, right? So let's get some dimensions out here now. So there, and we said we're going to come in around here. I think it's not going to dimension for me, is it? So I'm going to, I might put in some horizontal reference planes across here, just to see how that works out. Because again, I'd like the height of these panels to be somewhat similar as well. And as I said, we can push it a little bit, but we don't want to push it too far. So that's fine, that's fine, that's fine, I think. It's just this one here. Okay. This one might be a little bit smaller. Now, what I could do is I could push the glazing up a little bit here so that it kind of it is all the same. So if I took that, right, I pushed out there, and I took the glazing and I pushed the glazing up there. Now that's kind of the same distance. That's what I'm looking at here the whole way through. I think I'll do that, right? And I think that'll give me the opportunity to put in the panels on the same height as well. So I've got my width set, and now I'll have my height set as well. So when I come to divide them up, now I know that I'm precise on that. Right, I think I'll do that. So basically what's happening is I'm taking that distance there, I'm reflecting it up here. That'll be the sweep that we'll do around underneath here. Now, if I go back into the 3D, okay, let's, I don't remember which elevation was that. It was the south, I think, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, so you get this kind of arrangement here. And if I get into a section, all right, on the south here, that's grand because it gives me now fixing points here as well. If I take it beyond, I've got a fixing point in there, and I've got somewhere to land with the let's get into the south elevation there. That's the, yeah, so it's coming up roughly to the roof level. Plenty of fixing in here. Remember that this is that's the drop down. So from that point to that point is the area where the glazing is going to be. So don't have your glazing up here somewhere. Let's get back in here and take a quick look at that. So this depth might be a little bit deeper, right, than is actually shown here, because again, this is about coordination, right? Because we can start our glazing at that point right down to here. So plenty of glazing there and plenty of room for fixing here and fixing there as well. Okay, so if you like that strategy, and as I said, in discussions with your studio staff, things like this here you can correct as you go along. All right, so that will come in under here, something like that, I think. That's correct, yeah. And so when you find things like that, correct them as you go along. And yeah, so I think that's part 3. So for the next part, what I'm going to do is let's just close down a couple of these and take this out. I'm going to divide up the panels, right, and so that I have all my length by height sizes for all the panels, and then I'll introduce the 4 videos I have on how you make the panels, and then what we're going to be doing is inserting the panels from there. Okay.